today for your entertainment.
What video?
Oi, tudo bom? Você gosta de Big Boy Pants Golf?
I think yes.
Subscribe.
Big Boys Pants Golf. Big Boys Pants Golf.
Subscribe. Muito obrigado.
Subscribes.
Bye-bye.
Here.
In this episode of Big Boy Pants Golf, I'm going to prove to you that the LIV Golf Tour isn't trying to take down the PGA Tour. In fact, the LIV Golf Tour, which is Saudi Arabia based, is actually popping up now because the DP World Tour, which is UAE based, popped up earlier this year in January. What are the odds that after the UAE in January starts the DP World Tour, that suddenly Saudi Arabia 7 months later decides to start its own tour? More than a little coincidence. I mean, the rumblings to start this started in February, which is a month after the DP World Tour became official. No one has pointed this out yet. Prepare to have your mind blown. So my boy Chris and I rolled to the UFC 276 Expo. What was interesting about this breakfast was that the McDonald's person slipped me a red pill. That's correct, I took a red pill at McDonald's and it gave me insight as to the relationship between the DP World Tour, the PGA Tour, and the LIV Golf Tour. At the end of this video, PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan, you're going to realize it isn't an irrational threat, and it isn't about you and the PGA Tour. In fact, it's about the relationship between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. First off, let's establish the relationship between the UAE and Saudi Arabia. Why did UAE separate from Saudi Arabia? After the declaration of independence of the United Arab Emirates in 1971, Saudi Arabia withheld the recognition of the country and Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan as its president on the basis of territorial disputes with the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and continued to deal with the Emirate as individual emirates. So you can see here that they have some history. I had no idea about this because I know very little about history, but it only took me probably 10 to 15 minutes doing a little bit of a Google search to start putting the pieces together. Again, thanks to that red pill from McDonald's. From this article, The New Normal in Saudi-UAE Relations, tying China in, from February 3rd, 2022, which is pretty much when the LIV Tour said they were starting a tour, you can see that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and the UAE are the dominant economic players in the Middle East and North Africa, accounting for more than half the region's imports and exports. When two countries dominate a region this much, and one held power over the other, there's always going to be a power dynamic struggle. In preparing for a post-hydrocarbon future, Saudi Arabia and the UAE are simultaneously seeking to develop some of the same sectors, notably tourism, which is related to the golf industry. Of the two countries, the UAE made the earlier start and enjoys first mover advantage in transforming itself into a business, trade, and tourism hub, and likewise, the UAE got into golf first earlier this January. The part I would like to highlight here is that where it says, this is not surprising as the UAE has never been a mere appendage of Saudi Arabia, nor as the UAE has become a more capable, active, and ambitious actor has it warmed to the idea of serving as its larger neighbor's junior partner, and it stepped out of the Saudi Arabian shadows by taking on the DP World Tour. Saudi Arabia didn't want to be one-upped, so here you have the LIV Golf Tour. It's very straightforward. But several policy disagreements between Saudi Arabia and the UAE recently burst into public view, raising questions about the future shape and direction of the relationship. The joint statement issued at the conclusion of Saudi Crown Prince MBS visit to Abu Dhabi last December affirmed the two countries' extensive and enduring friendship, yet the invocation of shared visions masks a complex and increasingly competitive relationship as Saudi Arabia and the UAE push to diversify their economies and position themselves to profit from China's growing capabilities and extensive involvement in the Gulf, wider Middle East, and East Africa. So they're trying to diversify their economies, and they're both going into Gulf, and they're both competitive against one another.
If you know what's the price, you will pay whatever for that.
Here, I'm vowing to bring the UFC belt to Greg Norman.